What's up, people? We are back with more of Katawa Shoujo. In the previous video, something kind of really unexpected happened, right? Because, considering, I don't know, I just felt like something along those lines would not really happen between Rin and Hisao, just considering like the way things were going, right? It just seemed like it was either just a really, really far distance away, or never gonna happen at all. But for strange enough, it actually sort of did happen, but it was really weird, and the circumstances around it was really weird as well. But once again, that weirdness is actually somewhat fitting to the whole route and just Rin and the current Hisao. And I don't even know, but yeah, Hisao kind of went with the hand in the pants, and oh, never mind, she wasn't even wearing pants, but yeah. Let's just continue. Through the grogginess of a freshly awakened mind, I can observe my surroundings only one thing at a time. The morning light shining from the skylight is bright and sky-colored. It reflects from the white walls and the colorful posters and paintings. I hope nobody at school realized that I spent the night here. They didn't find out the last time, so I'm feeling confident about my chances. Ugh, my neck is stiff. My shoulders are hurting like hell from sleeping in an awkward position like that. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. Only the full moon. And Rin, warm against me. I can't remember her waking up either, leaving my side. However, she has. Rin is standing in the middle of the atelier, looking as if she was lost. She's not looking at anything I can see. Not doing anything. Just standing there. Wasn't she displaying feverish symptoms last night? Because she was like both hot and cold, and she was kind of shaking as well when she was like, half naked on the floor in despair. Oh god. But I hope she's feeling better now. I didn't know that was a cure for her fever, but apparently it could be. She's managed to dress up a little by herself. A strange thing. I thought that at least would have been impossible without hands. I get up and walk to her, patting her on the shoulder to get her attention. Hey. She flinches at the contact. I've never seen Rin flinch. Oh no, what is wrong, Rin? Oh. Rin looks a bit panicky, a bit anxious, a bit defensive. It's as if she were a completely different person last night. Perhaps she was. My heart dropped straight down to my stomach, full of liquid nitrogen. I'm sort of sorry. Why sorry? It wasn't very tactful of me, last night. But isn't that the sort of thing you want? Because you like me? So blunt. I'm completely baffled by Rin's approach to this. No, even if it was, I think I'd prefer for things to go properly. Rin cocks her head, looking like she has no idea what I'm talking about. She still has this guarded feel about her, but nothing belies any real emotions. So, you don't want to do that sort of thing? I didn't say that. So you do. I didn't say that either. Listen, it doesn't even matter. I just don't think it was the best thing I could have done in that situation, and I tried to apologize. I wonder for whose benefit I'm trying to come clean with these feelings. I don't even know why I'm feeling so terribly guilty. Maybe I don't think it was a very good idea either. Probably. It's like you said. We're not like that. We are friends. It was a bad idea. Maybe you should forget about it. And I will too. I'm really good at forgetting things, so it should be alright with me. I can't do that. Why? Because I like you, that's why. I told you that you shouldn't talk about that. I don't agree. Besides, You brought it up yourself before. I hold my hand up and pinch the bridge of my nose in frustration. I have no idea how to get Rin to understand. I hate that Rin can't clearly tell what she feels about anything. I hate that she's sending these confusing signals as if she's expecting me to read her mind. Do you hate me? She actually thinks about this for some time. I don't hate anything. I don't think I'm a hateful person. Then, what am I to you? Help me understand. I tried to sound as reasonable as I can, but I don't know if it will help. Rationally thinking, this is the only way to get her to understand my point of view. Problem is, rationality never was a thing for Rin. It doesn't restrict her like it restricts me. It's not her driving force. It doesn't make her behave like a normal person. I can't. The same answer. I feel so powerless. I feel frustrated. Why? I don't think you'd understand. I'm not sure if I do. Oh my god. The thing is, then explain, I need to understand. Oh, the thing about if we say then explain, like, Rin herself has mentioned several times that she's not good at explaining things with words, right? So, for her to explain is probably to ask her to explain is asking something really big of her and something very difficult for her. And I think if we say I need to understand, at least we're letting her know that, you know, of how important it is to us, and perhaps maybe she can sort of relate to that, and perhaps because of that let us know in some other way, in like a more Rin-like method. I don't know. I just feel like I need to understand. Like, it sounds the more selfish approach though, right? I need to understand, like, just the sentence alone in comparison sounds like you only care about what you want, but I don't think it's meant that way. Once again, probably overthinking things, but I feel like every single choice with Rin is so difficult. And explain, like, I just don't think this is the one. Then explain, like, she has trouble explaining things. She's mentioned that several times over the course of the entire route. So to ask her to do this is just perhaps even too big of an ask, you know? I need to understand. It's just, the thing is, she has shown sort of in her own way, right, that she does care about us. So if we say, like, when we say I need to understand, it's almost coming across as sort of desperation, right? Because the word need generally ties in together with desperation a little bit, not entirely, but I don't know. I just have a gut feeling that hopefully this is the right answer. I need to understand why. I'm not going to give you up, you know. Rin's shoulders slump, and she frowns. I know. I do want to be there for you, but I can't do that unless I know how. Just let me do things the way I want. That's all. Fine. I don't care. You wanted to change? You wanted to destroy yourself? You want this exhibition more than anything, right? Yes. Okay, then do it. She doesn't respond, or even show acknowledgement of understanding. I'm grinding my teeth together, frustrated beyond anything I thought possible. I want to grab Rin's shoulders and shake her until she comes to her senses. I look at her, and in that moment, I know with crystal clear certainty that there is nothing I can do for Rin. None of the words I know would reach her, but still, I think that, for whatever reason, you think it's important that you go this way all the way to the end, even if it's not healthy for you on many different levels. But I'll have nothing to do with it. I can't accept being treated like this, and not understanding the reasons for it. I'm finished here. The full weight of what I said sinks in the silent distance between us. Rin doesn't show any reaction, nor even blinks her eyes. She just stares at, or through me, quietly. That's fine. Her voice is perfectly calm, emotionless, like an announcement that the 7:30 train will be 7 minutes late. With those words, Rin made her choice, and I made mine. If either of us secretly wanted to change our mind, it's too late for that. I take a hard, long look at Rin, hoping that it conveys my feelings. Without knowing whether it does or not, I leave the atelier for the last time, feeling empty and anxious like so many times before. Oh no. Poor Rin. Act 4. I was actually starting to think that I made the right choice there, because surprisingly in the Emmy routes, I know that along the routes of playing, there are options. If you select the wrong option, you can get a bad ending, which I guess somewhat surprisingly didn't happen at all in the Emmy routes, and it so far doesn't seem to have happened yet in the Rin route either, so I'm kind of surprised by that, honestly. But because especially the last option, when Hisao just said like I'm done here, it really seemed like, things aren't going in the right direction that we wanted to, but it's part of the process. Apparently it's part of the route. Oh god, we've made it to Act 4, so yeah, let's continue. She was just standing there. I'm trying to recall that picture where she was just standing there with her back turned to, with her back turned, and you saw the puddle. It's like, oh, what was it called? Dream? Oh, I have a bad feeling about this, but yeah. I make it in time for class, though not in time for breakfast. The classroom is bathing in a gentle light of the sun. This means that it's going to be intolerably hot in the afternoon. For now, though, it's pleasant. I look at Misha and Shizune's animated discussion about whatever. Hanako staring out of the classroom window, Muto stumbling in the classroom 4 minutes late, and with no recollection of what he's supposed to be teaching today. I could never imagine dropping out of school just like that, even if it's only for a few weeks. On the other hand, Rin doesn't seem to have a problem with the idea, or going through with it. Then again, somehow I got caught along in her insane isolation, even if we ended up hurting each other. Or did we? Maybe only I got hurt. It kinda seems that way, but then again, Rin isn't really that good with showing emotion. It takes me until late in the afternoon to realize that today is Monday. The art club meets today. Not just that, due to the exams, this will be the last art club meeting before summer vacation. I have no real business going there, but I want to talk with the teacher. So I end up loitering awkwardly in front of the art room, waiting for the meeting to end. That's it for this trimester, everyone. His voice is loud enough to be heard through the door, and way too enthusiastic for it to be genuine. The next meeting is after summer vacations, on the Monday of the first week of your next term. I hope to see everyone there again. Have a nice vacation. There's a confused answering chorus of voices, and the door to the classroom opens, releasing a flow of students. I wait for everyone else to leave, so that I can talk to Nomiya alone. It's almost dinner time, so I don't have to wait too long. Nomiya is looking through the paintings, some of which are actually pretty nice. Rin might outclass everyone else in the art club, but she isn't the only one with talent. Excuse me, teacher? What is it, Nakai? He raises his eyebrows questioningly, smiling wildly. It's about Rin. Oh? Is something wrong with Tezuka? No, but... I hesitate for a split second, not certain how to say what I want to say, giving Nomiya enough time to start blabbering by himself. I saw her a few days ago when I was passing by at Sei's gallery. She said she'd get 1 or 2 more paintings done for the exhibition. I was quite pleased. She's a surprisingly hard worker. I'd always thought she was a bit lazy, doing what she wants instead of the assignments. He seems to notice my anxiety and realizes he is digressing, shutting up before finishing the thought. But you had something to talk about. What is it? I don't know. She feels detached from everything, as if she can't think of anything but the exhibition. Well, isn't that good? She is focused on her painting, as she should be. Yeah, but this is different. It's like she's obsessed. I went to see her, and... Have you been bothering her? Oh, what? He cuts in before I finish saying what I meant to say, instantly looking quite irritated. What the hell? No, I don't think so. Like, dude, what does even have you been we're friends, you know, or at least we used to be, you know, with Rin. So why is he acting like, I don't know, just that whole reply, like, have you been bothering her, and that's the annoyed tone or whatever, like we're not even allowed to come near her. Like, dude, what do you have to say about who she hangs out with and when? I'm just concerned because she stopped coming to school completely. She feels strange too. Stranger than usual, at the very least. Humbug! This is much more important for her than some lousy math class, or physics or whatever. This is exactly why this school is so flexible, to give every student a chance to fulfill themselves. Tezuka is a painter, so she should paint. No? Then have an exhibition. That's what artists do. She should be allowed to concentrate on that, not these other frivolous classes. She should be encouraged. If you think about it, it's really quite obvious. His counter-arguments are not very convincing, but I'm having a hard time trying to make any kind of rebuttal. My grudging silence is interpreted as assent, and Nomiya turns to shuffle the stack of turned-in assignments on his desk like a deck of cards. I have to say, while we're talking about Tezuka's exhibition, I'm very excited to see how it turns out. She is still so young, yet has so much wonderful skill and style. He's talking to the air to relax the mood that got a bit too negative. I take it that you will be attending. Yeah, I guess so. Well, we'll meet there next. Okay, did he just kick me out? I take that as my cue to leave, and I do. Although I'm not that happy about it. My message didn't get through, to say the least. Like, that's one thing I just feel like, you know, I mean, I can definitely sort of understand what Nomiya is talking about. Like, you know, if a person really wants something and is really into something, then they should sort of be encouraged. And I definitely agree with that. Like, if that person is really talented in a certain thing, you know, if it be painting, art, or sports, or whatever, you know, that generally tends to be encouraged by the people around them. And I don't know, Rin, we haven't met Rin's family. Like, with Emmy, actually, we did met Emmy's mother, and we never met her father, nor did we know anything. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? It's been too long, I totally forgot. But yeah, we got to know her family. But for Rin, I don't know, it doesn't feel like she sort of has this really, you know, supportive circle around her, because she doesn't have many friends. She sort of had Emmy, but she pushed Emmy completely away. Then she only had me, and she sort of pushed us away as well. And yeah, there's no one else for her to really encourage that. But she doesn't, it sort of feels like she doesn't need the encouragement, right? Because she's so obsessed by it, she feels like she needs to complete this, she has to go through with it. And I can kind of understand that, because, you know, it's a once-in-a-lifetime sort of chance, and especially if you want to succeed in that field, then you have to take a chance like that. But the whole thing about it, and I think that's what's worrying Hisao, right? Is that it's not bad to be obsessed about something and really into it and be really focused with it and try to work on it very hard, but it has to be in a healthy way. And from what we know and from everything that we've seen with her, it's totally not healthy for her, you know? She's totally just breaking down as a person, losing herself, and actually willing to destroy herself just for the sake of her art. Like, that is fucking extreme, you know? And my whole point about it is that either Nomiya just doesn't give a crap and is only solely interested in the art that she produces, doesn't matter whether Rin sort of crumbles as a person or emotionally because of it, or Nomiya doesn't notice at all and is completely oblivious to it, which could happen considering they're not that close. But still, I feel like we've been trying to give hints towards it. He should at least sort of kind of know Rin a little bit, or at least he should take an interest in that aspect of it, right? Because he is an artist, he should know that Rin is definitely not the first artist that sort of, you know, that has sort of been almost kind of self-destructive because of their art. So he should know about that, and he should at least, you know, if he should try and find out whether that is the case, especially just because of the hints that we've given. Like, you know, I just feel like, I don't know, he should, if anyone, they should care about that. That's just the point that I'm struggling with, and that's why I'm really doubtful of both Sei and Nomiya. It's just that, like, you know, I don't know, maybe Rin is like really good at hiding it in front of them, but I just feel like they should know at least that is a possibility for Rin to happen, and they should keep an eye on it, try and do something about it. I don't know, like, I'm trying to think about it, but it's probably kind of tough for them as well, you know, because that's not something you tend to think about. Oh, could this person actually be sort of, you know, crumbling under depression and whatnot? But because the way, what was it, the last time when we went to the gallery and Sei was there, and Sei sort of said like, yeah, well, she was actually doing fairly good. Now that's either Rin putting up an act in front of Sei, which I highly doubt, you know, because I don't think Rin is a person that could act, or just, Rin is Rin. She doesn't put up a front. She doesn't say things she doesn't mean in front of other people just to make them feel comforted, or, you know, that's not her at all. So it's either they're just completely oblivious to it, or they just don't freaking care. Okay, I just convinced myself that about one thing, so that's good. You saw that thought process live in action right there. I don't even know what the fuck happened, but yeah, okay, we eliminated that choice. So it's either they just didn't see it and they're oblivious to it, or they just don't care, which make things even worse, right? Because if they don't care, then honestly, oh my god, I just want to say fuck them. Oh, I'm like scratching my head right now. Just, let's just continue, you know? I'm just so, it just bothers me so much that if they really turn out to be like that, it's just, I'm gonna get so angry. My missus didn't get through, to say the least. The day after that, all the missed opportunities and things I should have said came crashing down on me. There's nothing left to do afterwards but brood. Second day, I begin to feel anxious. I start doubting my doubt, and it feels stupid, especially since I still can't think about anything else than Rin. Third day, Japanese exam and world history exam. Great. The thing I hate most about her is that she can make me feel this awful, even though I should be focusing on entirely different stuff right now. Fourth day, math exam. We have a math exam. I know how it goes, and I don't care. Fifth day, Nomiya asked me again if I will attend the exhibition opening. I can't say no to him, even though I seriously want to. I just don't want to discuss with him anything Rin related, so it's just better to take the path of least resistance. What? On the 6th day, the day before the exhibition, I find Rin standing in the hallway in front of my room when I return to the dorms after dinner. What are you doing here? My tone is angrier than I intended. I'm a little disappointed that I was unable to restrain myself, but it can't be helped. Rin just stands there, like she just happened to coincidentally be standing around here where she has no business being. The way she reacts so coolly to everything annoys me now. This is not good. It's been 6 days, and the sight of her has me boiling. She hasn't even opened her mouth yet. Finished painting. Shouldn't you be at the gallery, preparing? They said no. What? Why wouldn't the star of the entire event, the person that made everything, you know, that the people are going to be coming for and looking at, why shouldn't that person be there to have some influence on, you know? What? I guess the gallery owner does that part then, getting the paintings framed, hung on the walls and whatnot. So, why are you here? Felt like it. The same old stupid pattern emerges again, me asking her questions to which she replies with answers that don't answer anything, because it's the only other way we can converse, apart from me listening to her blabbering about whatever, which isn't really a conversation. Is this a play? Are there some unseen roles that we have unknowingly set ourselves into, dictating the rules of engagement whenever we see each other, inevitably leading to us hurting each other? Her nonchalant answers, accompanied by even more nonchalant shrugs, leave me none the wiser. I guess I should be happy that the exhibition preparations are complete. When I walk into my room, I hear her footsteps following me in. I didn't invite her in. I won't ask her to leave. She claims my bed without asking permission, making me wish that I had taken the time to make it before I left in the morning, then stands up again, as though she sat on hot coals. I half lean against the single corner of my desktop that isn't cluttered with stuff, to rest my legs at least a little bit. Rin spends a few moments glancing curiously around the room. It makes me realize that she'd never seen it before. For a moment, she actually looks like she's concentrating, trying to get everything. This must be the eye for detail that makes her an artist. Since the room is small, she quickly runs out of things to look at, but nothing else transpires, allowing the uncomfortable silence to take over the atmosphere. The mood is chilly to say the least, and both of us are on guard, waiting for the other to make the first move. Of course, Rin could play this game forever, so it has to be me. So I give up, because she'd never tried to open conversation, and because it seems that she wants to say something, I want to get it over with. Like, it feels so weird, right? Her whole vibe about her, she's so casual, just like, I just felt like being here, and then like we open our own door and she just comes in here. Like, she doesn't make it seem like she wants to be here, or at least she doesn't say it, but for some reason she is still here, you know, so that says something. And she I don't know, I just feel like she wants to say something but is unable to do so. Why else would she be here if she didn't want to talk? I don't know what to say myself. I want to be angry, but I can't bring myself to yell at her or anything. My voice catches her attention, and she tries to search for words as well, but it seems that she is not entirely certain as to why she's here either. And so, Rin simply takes a few steps to close the distance between us and rises on the tips of her toes to even out the height difference. It was a bad idea. Maybe you should forget about it. And I will too. It's a reflex, and almost as an afterthought, the words no, yes, and maybe simultaneously surface inside my mind. My hand is between her lips and mine, a wall that I raised to guard against something. Her breath feels warm against my fingers. The scent of her skin lingers about. The mysterious, indescribable sensation that captures me and draws my eyes deep into hers. The look in her eyes is surprised, quizzical, as to why the impertinent hands prevented her advances. Her eyes are really big and glistening with moisture, and staring right into my own with a soft gaze that I'm having a hard time to match. Rin's half-open mouth makes her look even more confused, although the sensual way her lips are arching is signaling something completely different. Please, I need you. The words come from her throat as a coarse whisper meant only for me, bypassing her tongue and teeth without giving them any chance to interrupt. They sober me in an instant, and I clumsily flinch back to get a little bit of distance between us, painfully scraping against my desk in the process. Maybe it's her choice of words, maybe the way she says it, but something in it puts me off. Something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong again. Need me for what? All the unpleasant feelings emerge again, and I feel my heartbeat suddenly increasing at least tenfold. Rin's eyes go out of focus and back again as her body relaxes from its tense state, and she stands upright again. I don't think I was thinking about anything. Why do you draw patterns in that dust of your night table? There's a word for that kind of thing, but I can't remember. Her remark almost throws me off track, and I glance over her shoulder at the small table next to my bed, but I can't see anything from this distance. So she needs me for nothing specific? Just happened to come by because she thought I'd be glad to see her after she shut me out? No complaints accepted? For a week? Completely altruistic motives? Felt like it? Bullshit! I can answer myself. To play mind games with whenever you want, to kiss whenever you want, to ignore whenever you want, to fulfill your whims whenever you want. Is that it? What you need me for? My voice is sounding very angry, even to myself. Good. Rin too finally catches the mood, and her curious expression changes instantly into something more uncharacteristic. No. She leaves it at that, her eyes restlessly wandering around, searching the room as if the words she tried to find were written in the tapestries of my walls. Then what? I needed to paint. Paint. Of course. That's what artists do. The words reverberate through my being, beating in my blood over the piercing whistle of my anger. Don't give me that, Rin. I'm not some damn muse of yours, free to play with for the sake of painting. I am not some medium for whatever you aspire to. I am me. So what if I don't know anything about my future? There's things I want, and things I care about. Even I can dream of things other than nightmares. I'm yelling, but I'm way past the point of caring about things like that. Rin looks down at her toes and wiggles them like a little melancholically while she takes in my outburst without saying anything to defend herself. Only after I have finished does she try to respond somehow. I can't do anything else, or I can do all sorts of things, but I can't do... It's the only thing I sort of do properly, most of the time. I understand completely. Art first, everything else second, or thousandth. What about me? Am I nothing? When I was interested in art, did that make you feel like I was a little interesting for a little while? Tell me, I really want to know. Did you ever think about my perspective, or is it just all about you? The words rise like bile in my throat. She looks alarmed and also completely uncomprehending, as if she just doesn't understand what I'm angry about. I can't believe she could be so stupid. I didn't want to. This time, it's Rin who interrupts herself in mid-sentence. Don't you understand? I can't. Can't what? You never explain. How am I supposed to understand anything if you never say anything? Why don't you ever talk? Say something. But she doesn't. Venting my anger at her feels satisfying. It feels wrong to take so much satisfaction in it, but I can't stop. Not wanting to face my anger head on, Rin turns around to steadfastly look out of my window, even though there's nothing to look at. The worst of my ire is gone. I shut up, as I can't be bothered to keep on yelling at the back of her head, so silence finally returns. I try to discern some hints of her reaction through my adrenaline-distorted vision. My feedback was not the best kind, but I hope Rin got the clue that she just can't ignore everything else whenever she feels like it. I'd hate it if she didn't. She never even listens to anything. She's so unaffected by the world around her. Not this time, it seems. Her body is shaking, like from holding back tears. But I already know that Rin is not crying. Her indifference made me so furious. Now that it's gone, I'm at a loss. I wonder, did I go too far? Look, Go away. Go away, Hisao. Hey, this is my room. Her voice is tiny and tired as she says this, but I hear the word clear as day. What is there to say anymore? This is my room. The blunt, hollow remark is a fitting conclusion for this unpleasant discussion that became an even more unpleasant and very one-sided yelling match. After a moment of collecting herself, Rin just gives up. I can see it from the way she slumps her shoulders and walks out. Even though she deliberately looks to the other direction, I can see how she's biting the corner of her lip so hard that it might start bleeding if she won't stop. As she makes her exit, I realize that she left the door open when she came in, and my yelling must have echoed around the dorm hallways. I sigh. Now that she's gone, I'm left alone with my guilt. As the thumping in my chest slowly subdues, anxiety replaces it. Somehow, I feel that none of this would have ever happened if not for me. No matter how infuriating, unbearable, and outrageous Rin is, she is not the Rin I thought I knew. The Rin that I expected Rin to be. Was it me who caused all this by talking Rin into taking her chances with the exhibition? Am I directly responsible for Rin becoming like she has been for the past weeks? I can't think of any other explanation for her weird behavior than the exhibition and all the things that came along with it. Maybe it was the only way that could have brought us closer, but all of this did was separate us further away from each other, and now beyond the reach of either of us. I bang my head hard against the wall, twice, to make sure it hurts. Oh my god. That did not go well at all. Fuck. Well... Alright, let's try and sort of think about the situation, I guess, that's just happened. Oh my god. Trying to process everything, but okay. So, Rin must have come there for a reason, right? The thing that sort of like surprised me the most, besides the fact that she actually said like, I need you, you know? Please, I need you. She actually said those words, which is obviously really surprising. Considering, because, you know, the way she acts doesn't... it's just, it feels like it's on a completely different level. Like how she acts, what she says most of the time, almost always, is not really how she feels. And she said that numerous times herself as well, right? She's just bad at expressing herself, or even just talking. Even she's bad at talking, as she said. She's not good at putting things into words. So that is why, like, oh, god damn it. But okay, she came there for a reason, right? She must have. Obviously she did, because it felt to her like she was done with painting. Therefore, perhaps, if we can sort of consider what Hisao said, that to be right? Because now that I think about it, even though I originally assessed back then that Rin sort of came to the conclusion herself that she wanted to do the exhibition, and it's not really Hisao that influenced her, but now that we gotten to know her better, especially over the course of while she was doing this exhibition, it really feels like, even though it may not seem like it, it's just that, once again, the way she portrays herself to other people and just the way she acts, what she says, is not really truly how she feels. So I actually think, now that we've gotten to know her sort of better, or at least sort of understand her a bit better, I feel like Hisao definitely influenced her a lot by making this decision of, doing the exhibition. And maybe parts of her, why she wanted to do it, was because she knew that she would be so obsessive about it or something, I don't know. Or maybe it was something that she didn't want to do after all. Maybe she saw this coming and that sort of stuff. But, she's not good at expressing that, so she didn't let us know beforehand, or she was unable to let us know, But, okay, so I don't even know. I'm like trying really hard to process my thoughts, but it's kind of hard after it sort of happened. But I really want to talk about it still because it's so important. So Hisao's outburst is definitely understanding, right? It just, to him, it feels like, because he doesn't quite understand Rin completely yet, he just feels like the way that she portrays herself and what she says is actually the real her. But I just feel like he hasn't really gotten to understand that part of her yet, that it actually isn't. Therefore, he really feels like Rin is just sort of almost using him, almost all like not in a conventional sense, like real girls that actually use guys. Rin does it in a little bit different way, but it still sort of comes across and feels that way for Hisao. And that's the main reason for his outburst, because, at some point you just can't take it anymore. Especially if you yourself try to distance yourself from the situation, and that situation just comes running back to you. That's especially what's probably just set him off right there and then. Because, he's trying to say, okay, this is enough, I can't handle this, I'm gonna move away from the situation. And then Rin just comes back to us. That is definitely the reason for his outburst, his explosion, and the question that he asked himself later on as well, like, was it actually warranted? Did he go too far? And it kind of seems that way, but I can definitely understand his feelings, but that's just solely due to his sort of that disconnect that they have, almost, right? Or like they definitely have, but that's the thing, like nobody actually connects with Rin. She's like a USB port which no other freaking connect thingy can even go in. That's how I feel like she is. Like, it's just so hard to be on the same wavelength as her, or the same level of understanding of, because she doesn't speak through words, she doesn't speak through body language, she doesn't speak through this, well, a little bit body language, but, not always, not mostly. And that, it just becomes really hard to understand that kind of a person, right? Especially because what he mentioned before, like, the Rin that he thought was Rin was more just, the thing is, I just feel like the biggest part is that he thought Rin is a normal person, a normal person that, with normal emotions, with normal ways of expressing themselves, with normal feelings. But I think Rin sort of tried to make it clear that she definitely wasn't. I just feel like he hasn't gotten that quite yet. Which is why he's angry at those all sorts of things, right? Because for a normal person, if a normal person did that to you, then yeah, he's definitely in the right there about going off on her, like, and just like blah 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 blah. But it's not to say that we should excuse Rin, but you know, the thing that I always try whenever I'm angry or whatever is to put myself in the other person's situation, or just try and look at it from their point of view. And if I still think that person is wrong or whatever, then I generally try to think like, okay, perhaps my anger is justified or whatever. But that's something that a lot of people have trouble doing, it trying to view at the situation from the other person's point of view, which definitely isn't an easy thing to do, but I don't know. I'm still trying to dissect the whole situation, but Rin definitely came here with the motive of, I think she definitely cares about Hisao, maybe even is in love with him, maybe even likes him more than just, you know, but she can't express it. She let it out that tiny bit, like, please, I need you. That whole moment, that just killed me. Like, oh, like, that's something she's never said anything along those lines before. She has never acted like she needed someone else, you know, like she needed that pillar of support or whatever, or just a person for her to lean on or whatever. But she actually just let that out at that moment, and obviously it's the bad moment because because Hisao is still mad. And oh my god, I don't know. I'm just gonna end the video here because I'm just gonna go off on random tangents again, and yeah, I just need to process things clearly. But dang, I have no clue how this is gonna end, right? I have no idea. Like, it all seems to be pointing, like, even if it's the supposedly good ending, you know, I just have a feeling that it's gonna be this really not bad ending, but just it's not gonna give us the biggest feeling of satisfaction, like, yes, it's finally happened, or yes, they're finally on the same level. I just feel like that's actually never going to happen. I just feel like if the good ending is if we get that it's gonna be like, you know, that it seems like they're heading in the right direction, and then I don't know what the fuck am I saying. I'm just I don't know. I'm just gonna end the video here, okay? As I mentioned, random tangents, blah 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 blah. I'm just gonna keep talking if I don't end the video right now, so I'm just gonna do that. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm sorry for the last couple of minutes of rambling, but that's generally what I do sometimes. But yeah, just once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I hope to see you all in the next video of the Katawa Shoujo. Peace!